Hi ladies! I realized we never scheduled a formal class today or this week, so I wanted to send you something special about the amazing holiday of Sukkot that is starting tomorrow night. So everyone loves Sukkot for different reasons, whether it's the time of the year, the fall harvest, if it's going into the Sukkah, it's inviting guests in, which obviously is a little bit different this year given COVID. But I once heard the most beautiful idea of why we celebrate Sukkot, and it has stuck with me my whole life. So I want to share it with all of you. The holidays that we celebrate this time of year, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, they're really all interconnected. Rosh Hashanah, as we know, is the birthday of mankind. It is commemorating day 6 of creation, when God created Adam and Eve. And day 6 of creation is also the day that they sinned, when they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And Yom Kippur is this day of forgiveness, right? So you sin, everything's perfect. You basically declare God as your king, which is Rosh Hashanah. You mess up, you sin, and you are begging for forgiveness. And Yom Kippur, historically, was the day that the Jewish people were forgiven for the sin of the golden calf. When Moses was on the mountain and the Jewish people miscounted and built the Egel HaZahav. And therefore, Yom Kippur has become this day of ultimate forgiveness. That if God could forgive the Jewish people in a sense for cheating on him with an idol, then it should be a day of forgiveness for all generations. And I want you to think about it. We've all fought with loved ones. We've all had people who we've hurt, people who have hurt us, causing us tremendous amount of pain. Even if somebody forgives you, the biggest fear is always, can we go back to how things were? Can this relationship go back to how it was before there was some sort of rift, before there was some pain involved, right? Like, God exiled us from the Garden of Eden. Can we go back to him? Or if we made this golden calf, like, is God gonna remember us before we did this? We don't want to be tainted in their heads. Now here comes Sukkot. What God realized was that the Jewish people didn't build a golden calf because they didn't want God, or they didn't want him and Moses. They didn't believe in him anymore. On the contrary, they were confused. They were at the bottom of the mountain waiting. They miscalculated, and they were full of so much fear and confusion that God and Moses were gone. They missed them. The Egel HaZahav was a way to try and get God's attention, to say, maybe you'll come back. We don't want to be alone. We're scared. We need something. And God realized, what? I can't just be this transcendental thought in their minds. I need to be more physically present, even though God is not a physical being. So right after the sin of the golden calf, right after we're forgiven, God commands the Jewish people immediately to build the Mishkan, to build the Tabernacle that was gonna, go follow the Jews in the desert for the, remaining 40 years, which they didn't know they were heading to 40 years in the desert. But the Tabernacle was where God brought his energy down. God said, I'm gonna be more accessible to you. I'm gonna give you this physical thing that you're gonna build, because you're gonna feel closer to me by building it. It's gonna make you feel good about yourselves. And I'm gonna bring my energy down amongst you. Sukkot is God saying, not only have I forgiven you, I want us to be closer than we were before. That's why right after Yom Kippur, it's a minhag, a tradition, to build the Sukkah right afterwards. Because after we're forgiven, after we've just gone through all these high holidays, which is a very emotional time, we don't just say, okay, it's over. No, we go into the Sukkah. We leave our homes and we go into something external, outside, that's not as comfortable as our own homes, to connect to God, to feel close. It's like getting the biggest hug in the world. I think Sukkot is not just about our relationship with God, it's about our relationship with one another. That's why we're traditionally supposed to invite guests into the Sukkah. It's a very communal holiday. I think that all these holidays that we have, they're not just a holiday. They're teaching us about life. They're teaching us how the struggles, the interpersonal relationships that we have constantly, and how we're supposed to get through them. It's such a transformative time. It's a time to really connect and to really see big picture, which is so hard to do. And I think that whatever challenges you face and whatever is going on in your life, don't think about going backwards. I wish I had this. Don't think that way. Think about whatever you want in life, having a better relationship than whatever you had before, because that's really the goal. Anyways, I want to wish you all a good Shabbos, Chag Sameach, a beautiful Sukkot, and to really take the time to think about the extra love and connection that you need this year that you didn't think you could achieve, and find a unique way of getting closer to someone or something.